Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys the time I got caught with a boy. Of course, this is going to be a story time, so I enjoy watching story time, so I decided to come up here and share the story with you guys because I find it very funny and interesting in a way. So without much further ado, I'm going to jump straight into the video. This happened years back, and this was back home. I was still back home. I was getting ready to write my O-level. So, and if you grew up back home, you know around this period of time people look for like quiet area to study, and we also have like teachers holding like external classes just so people can get really prepared for exams. So it happened that okay, I was in day school then. I was attending a day school. I was preparing for my O-level. So I came back from school, got my rest, took a little nap, and then I went like around the evening time. There was this primary school close to my house, so normally I'll go there and study. So on this particular day, I left the house. I was a little dressy, which is unusual because when you're going to study, you put on like a sweatpants, some socks, just to keep yourself warm. But on this day, I had on some tight pants. I remember that pants, it was like a blue tight fitting flare pants. I had that pants, and I just had like my sister's sweater, and I had like a spaghetti top underneath. Like I was gone. I was ready. When I left, when I was leaving, my sister was in the living room, so she was like, "Oh, where you going?" I'm like, "I'm going to study." She's like, "Okay." She didn't say anything. She didn't act like suspicious or anything. So when I left, I went there maybe a couple of hours, maybe about 2 hours. I got a text from this guy I was talking to. Mind you, I had spent some years in Bamenda. So when I moved back to Boya, it was like I was the new girl in town. Like, guys were toasting me left and right, and I was still like kind of shy. I was very innocent. I was still shy then, so I'll be crying sometimes. Even when I'm leaving my house, there'll be boys around my house. I'll be so shy. I'll be crying. Like, so this particular guy, he was a family friend. He normally visits our house, you know, with his friends. So when he came, he saw me. He liked what he saw, so we started talking. I thought he was cute too. So when he was cute, he was light skinned, he was cute. So I started talking to him. We exchanged numbers. You know, I think I had a little tiny phone that I purchased for like 10,000, you know. So I had a phone then. We exchanged numbers. We were talking. So on this particular day, let me move forward. On this particular day, while I was there studying, I got a text from him. Made a plan. So he sent me a text. He's like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Of course," you know. So I quickly packed my books and I left. So I had a cousin. We're in the same class together. So my cousin was talking to his cousin. So it was like a cousin thingy, and my cousin was talking to his cousin. So we all made a plan. I left. I quickly packed my books, and then I hopped out of the school, and then we met somewhere. We sat down, we had like dinner, we had a drink, like we had chicken chips or something. Yep, it was raining back then. We had like chicken chips and we had a drink. So I was like excited. I'm like butterflies in my stomach, like, oh my gosh, I have a boyfriend. In my mind, I knew I had a boyfriend. Like, seriously, that was actually my first boyfriend, like quote unquote first boyfriend. That was in Form 5. So we sat, we were talking, just chilling, and after we finished eating, he's like, "Do you want to go to the club?" I was like, hell yeah, because it was gonna be my first clubbing experience. I've never been to the club in my life, you know. So I'm like, because I grew up in a family, my siblings, they were very protective. My brother, my elder sister, they were very protective of what we do. They just wanted us to succeed in life, like guide you through the right path, and just, you know, make sure you're doing good. So yep, I didn't have that freedom. I did not have that freedom to like go out whenever I want, come back. I had a curfew time, so it wasn't that easy for me to date someone. But going to school, I'll hang around like girls who sit like during lunch break. I'll hang around girls, and they'll be talking about their experiences, talking about their boyfriends, and I'll be sitting there like, I'd be so embarrassed for what. Now thinking about it, I'm like, embarrassed for what? But then I was so embarrassed. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have no experience. I need to do something. And trust me, sometimes I'll even pray to God. Like, I'll get on my knees and I'll pray to God, Father Lord, please help me. Let me get this virgin. Let me just do it and experience it. Let me just do it, you know. that would really be my prayer point. Like, seriously, I know I say like seriously a lot, but just forget it. Yep, that would be my prayer point. So on this day now, after we ate, we left, not knowing that my sister, she had gone to the school. Sometimes she would just pass around just to check what I'm doing, because she knew this guy was talking to me when he come to us, when he will come to our house and the moves he'll make. So my sister knew this guy was talking to me, and she had advised me, like, be careful. He's like that, because he was the guy in town, like, girls used to like him, and he had a past of dating girls, you know, stuff like that. So my sister would be like, oh, be careful, stop talking to him, be careful, don't have anything to do with him, stuff like that. But of course, me, I did not listen. I thought he was cute, so why not? Let me date him. So on this day now, we had finished eating, so we're just walking. He had his arms around me, I had my arms around him. My cousin was on the other side, they were just cuddly too. So we were walking like towards the main street to get a cab. We were walking towards the main street to get a cab, and out of a sudden I heard someone scream my name. Onga, because that's how my sister used to call me. They call me by my how they call it, my tribe name, should I say that? Yeah, something like that. So someone screamed my name, Onga, and I knew instantly that it's my sister. And I know how crazy she is, like, with stuff like this, hanging around boys. Oh my gosh, I heard my name, and I don't even know when she got behind us. Like, she just kind of tried to grab, like, she tried to separate us, and out of a sudden I find myself in a gutter. Everybody scattered, like, because the guy too, he knew my sister did not like this relationship. She didn't approve of the relationship. She didn't approve of any relationship at this point in time. It was all about my studies. So I don't know, we all separated. This one went left. I think my cousin, I don't know, somebody found themselves in a gutter. I quickly ran. Oh my gosh, we just scattered everywhere. And after like 5 minutes, we're calling each other's phone. Where are you? Where are you? I'm like, oh my gosh, I was talking to myself. I'm finished. You guys don't know my sister. They're gonna kill me. She's gonna tell my brother, and they're just gonna kill me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And with them, I mean, they used to, he was his own person at that time. The cousin was his own person. And I mean, my sister wasn't going to tell the mom or whatever, you know. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm finished. So I called my sister. I didn't see her. Then I called my sister and said, I'm sorry, please don't tell my brother, please, because I know how my brother can get. I'm like, please don't tell my brother. Of course, she won't listen. After like 2 hours, like, we finally met. After we separated, we met again. Like, he kind of apologized. Don't worry, you know, your sister won't do anything to you, you know, I love you, blah blah blah. You know, he was just giving me all these promises, like, oh, we're gonna go somewhere, we're gonna go to Bafoussam, stuff like that. I'm like, okay. So when I got home, as soon as I entered the house, oh Lord have mercy, you don't want to be in my shoes. Whew. I knew my brother was gonna beat me, and one thing I hate in this world is beating through discipline. I don't like that. That will be another video. I'll talk about that discipline. I'll talk about that in another video. So when I got there, my brother was sitting down. My sister, it's like they were waiting for me. So as soon as I entered, they had a stool waiting for me. They like, sit down. Sit down. Surprisingly, they did not beat me. My brother didn't beat me, for real. So we had a conversation. They kind of gave me advice. They like, oh, you can't be messing with a guy. If you touch a guy, if a guy touches you, you're gonna get pregnant. I was really ignorant there. That's why sex education is very important. I was ignorant, you know. They're like, oh, you get pregnant if a guy touch you, if you kiss the guy, don't do anything with this guy, don't even talk to him. So now henceforth, you're gonna write a letter. You're gonna write a handwritten letter. You're gonna tell the guy that you don't want him anymore. You're gonna write a letter. You're gonna tell the guy that you don't want him anymore. He should stop contacting you. He shouldn't talk to you anymore. That you don't want to talk to him. You just want to focus on your studies, stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write the letter. Of course, I wrote the letter. I wrote the letter. I don't know how the letter was delivered to him, or if it was ever delivered to him. I can't really remember, but of course I know I didn't stop talking to him. Like, of course, I found my Prince Charming. I wasn't gonna stop. I wanted to have that experience, you know. I wanted to have that experience. But then we continue talking. Out of a sudden, I just got fed up with it. I'm like, okay, you know what, I made my own decision. Sometimes, you know, you have to go through it to just make your decision. You're not gonna listen to people. Sometimes the best decision is made by you. People give you advice, but it's up to you to take it or not. So at this point in time, I really didn't care about those advice, but I listened to it, but it wasn't time for me to let go. So after a little while, I'm like, okay, his demands were too much. You know, he wanted sex, and I wasn't ready for that. I had a notion in my heart. I had that notion in my head that it hurt, you know, and yep. So I wasn't ready for that. I'm like, this is too much for me to bear. Yep. So it didn't happen anyway. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna stop. And he couldn't just do without it. He wanted it, so of course it wasn't gonna work. So he moved on to the next girl, I'm sure. But he still really cared about me, because I mean, he always check up on me even after years. You know, we finally met again. He wanted to rekindle. We're still talking, but his lifestyle and my lifestyle were totally different. We were on a different page, you know. I'm like, nah, I can't. This is not, after I've grown, I've had my experiences, I know, okay, this is not something I'm willing to deal with. So I'm like, no, we can stay friends, you know, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Yep. So that's my experience when I first got caught with a guy. But to all my young subscribers, I just want to tell you guys, like, it's okay to be different. It's okay to wait, because after I had that, I decided to stop it. I decided to end the relationship. And when I finally got to the university, I passed my ordinary level, then I passed my A level. I went to the university. I remember my brother having a conversation with me. He's like, okay, now you're grown. I consider you a grown woman. You can date, but just be careful, you know. So he gave me those advice, you know, like from a big brother. He kind of advised me. So I did not date until I went to the university. I finally got a boyfriend, and when I had that, was when I really had my first like official boyfriend. But still, it didn't last long, because we dated for like a couple of months, and then I had to travel. So yep, so that's it. My first boyfriend, that's a fun fact you did not know about me. My first official boyfriend was when I was in the university. So to all my young subscribers out there, I just want to tell you guys, it's okay to wait. It's okay to be different. It's okay to wait, and it's okay to be different, because due to peer pressure, I found myself in a situation I don't know where it was gonna take me to. So I'm glad I stopped it, because I knew I wasn't ready. I mean, after thinking through it, I knew I wasn't ready. So it's really okay to be different. It's okay to wait. Don't let peer pressure put you in situations that you don't want to be in, because for me, it was my friends. During lunch break, we were having conversations. From their experience, they were talking about things I knew nothing about. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna test the waters and see how it feels, you know. So but I'm glad I got like protective siblings that were able to guide me through the path of life. And today I believe I turned out to be something, you know. I acquired the education. I'm still in the process, but I did acquire the education they wanted me to acquire. So I'm forever grateful to my family. I love them so much. If you know me, you know I'm all about family. I love my family so much. I love my brothers so much. We used to bump heads, but I mean, we all adults now, because I used to be stubborn. Yes. I got story times for you guys, like my experiences growing up. So if you want to hear about those story time, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and I'll be sure to give you guys more story time. Guys, so much, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.